The ocean is often described as quiet. From the surface, the water appears calm and undisturbed. Waves rise and fall, then fade away. Sound disappears quickly, leaving behind a sense of emptiness. This experience shapes how the ocean is imagined. A peaceful place, a still world beneath the waves. That assumption feels reasonable because human interaction with the ocean rarely goes deeper than the surface. Hearing evolved for air, where sound weakens with distance and silence feels real. But below the surface, that idea collapses. Silence does not exist underwater. The ocean is constantly active. Sound moves through the water at all times, traveling in every direction, crossing distances that human senses cannot detect. Even in the deepest regions of the planet, far beyond sunlight, the water is never quiet. Energy moves endlessly through the sea, carried by motion, pressure, and vibration. Water behaves differently from air. Because water is dense, sound travels faster and loses far less energy. Vibrations move easily, spreading across enormous distances without stopping. A noise created far away does not disappear. It travels. This turns the ocean into a continuous acoustic environment rather than an empty space. Every physical process produces sound. Ocean currents slide past one another. Water masses collide and separate. Ice fractures under immense pressure. Storms inject massive amounts of energy directly into the sea. Even when the surface appears calm, the ocean below remains in constant motion. The reason this world seems quiet to humans is not because sound is absent. It is because human senses cannot perceive most underwater noise. The absence of sound is an illusion. The ocean has never been silent. Light disappears quickly underwater. Within a few hundred meters, sunlight weakens, colors vanish, and darkness takes over. Vision becomes unreliable, shapes blur, distance becomes impossible to judge. In this environment, sound becomes everything. The ocean is not built for sight. The ocean is built for sound. In deep water, sound travels farther than light ever could. Low-frequency noise moves across entire ocean basins, bending around obstacles, passing through darkness without resistance. This is why marine life evolved to hear first and see second. Whales communicate across distances so vast they span continents. The calls move through the ocean like invisible highways, carrying information through black water where vision fails completely. Fish do not listen the way humans do. Vibrations travel through flesh and bone. Pressure changes are felt, not heard. Movement becomes detectable long before shapes appear. Even the smallest creatures contribute to this soundscape. Snapping shrimp produce shockwaves so powerful they briefly reach temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. Entire reefs crackle constantly, filling the water with sharp, rapid noise. This creates a living acoustic map. Every sound has meaning. Every vibration carries information. Danger, distance, direction, size. In darkness, sound replaces sight. It reveals what cannot be seen. And sometimes, it reveals something approaching. Some sounds in the ocean are not just loud. They are extreme. In the deep sea, sound is not background noise. Sound is force. Sound is pressure. Sound is power. One of the loudest natural sounds on Earth comes from an animal that lives in complete darkness. Sperm whales use sound to hunt, not by shouting randomly, but by firing focused bursts of noise directly forward. These clicks are so intense that they can stun prey. They travel through water like invisible shockwaves, bouncing off bodies, terrain, and bone. In the darkness, these sounds reveal everything. Ice creates another kind of noise. When massive ice sheets crack, the release of pressure sends explosive shockwaves through the ocean. These sounds can travel for hundreds of kilometers beneath the surface. The seafloor is not silent either. Underwater landslides generate deep, rolling vibrations that move through sediment and water alike. Entire regions of the ocean floor can feel these sounds long before anything is seen. Even small creatures contribute to this chaos. Snapping shrimp create sharp shockwaves by collapsing bubbles with extreme force. In large numbers, these sounds become overwhelming, filling entire reefs with constant noise. The ocean has always been loud. Long before ships, engines, or sonar, the sea was already roaring. And in the deep, these sounds arrive before anything else. Before movement, before shape, before danger becomes visible. For millions of years, the ocean followed a natural rhythm. Sound came from ice, storms, earthquakes, and living creatures. Loud moments were brief, quiet moments always returned. That balance no longer exists. In the last century, a new source of sound entered the ocean: human technology. Massive cargo ships move across the planet every hour of every day. Their engines produce low-frequency noise that spreads endlessly through the water. This sound does not fade quickly. It travels across entire ocean basins. Shipping lanes have turned parts of the ocean into permanent noise zones. Then came sonar. Powerful sound pulses are sent into the water to detect objects, map the seafloor, and locate submarines. These signals are designed to travel far, and they do exactly that. To marine life, sonar is not a signal. It is a wall of sound. Oil and gas exploration added another layer. Seismic air guns release repeated explosive blasts into the sea, sometimes firing every few seconds for weeks at a time. These sounds penetrate deep into the seafloor. Unlike natural noise, human-made sound does not stop. There is no recovery period, no return to quiet. Animals that rely on sound now struggle to communicate. Calls must become louder, signals overlap, meaning disappears. Navigation becomes harder, stress increases, disorientation spreads. The ocean did not simply become louder, it lost its silence. To humans, the ocean still feels silent. Standing at the shore, listening to waves fade into the distance, it is easy to believe that quiet returns beneath the surface. But that quiet never comes. Deep below, sound continues without interruption. Natural noise overlaps with mechanical hum. Vibrations cross paths. Signals compete for space. Marine life now lives inside a permanent wall of sound. Whales that once communicated across entire ocean basins must shorten their calls. Fish that depended on subtle vibrations must filter through constant low-frequency noise. Some species adapt, others struggle. The deep sea remains dark, but it is no longer calm. In places far from land, shipping traffic creates invisible highways of sound. Engines produce low-frequency hums that spread for thousands of kilometers. The noise does not pause when night falls. It does not fade when storms pass. It continues. Sonar pulses still travel through black water. Seismic blasts still penetrate the seafloor. The loudest place on Earth is not a city, not a battlefield, not a factory. It is the deep ocean, a place where sound arrives before light, where vibrations reveal danger before shape, where silence never returns. Humans cannot hear it, but it is there, constant, unseen, unending.